Hare Krishna. Welcome back to our Swadhyaya online reading retreat labs presents Power of SAP, the Gateway to Spirituality Gita Daily series. In this, we have two series. One is the Gita Daily series, another is Srimad Bhagavatam Daily series. Gita Daily series is happening in the everyday evening and YouTube, and Srimad Bhagavatam on the everyday morning. So, in case if you missed, you can always save this playlist and you can read it from listen to here because I'm only reading whatever is already there. I'm not editing or subtracting anything there. So I'm just reading as it is. Yeah. So let's, in the last session, we have completed the verse number 32 of chapter number 13. Today we're going to read it another verse that is 13.35. So let's read so I'll be reading it from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, hard copy. So if you do not have, contact the nearest ISKCON center. And otherwise, you can always read it from the online version of it. So go to the chapter number 13, verse number 35. The chapter entitled Nature, the Enjoyer, and the Consciousness. Yeah, 15.35. Translation. Those who see with the eyes of knowledge the difference between the body and the knower of the body can also understand the process of liberation from bondage in material nature, attain to the supreme goal. Purport. The purport of this 13th chapter is that one should know the distinction between the body, the owner of the body, and the super soul. One should recognize the process of liberation described in verses 8 through 12. Then one can go on to the supreme destination. A faithful person should at first have some good association to hear of God and thus gradually become enlightened. If one accepts the spiritual master, one can learn to distinguish between matter and spirit, and that becomes stepping stone for further spiritual realization. A spiritual master, by various instructions, teaches his students to get free from the material concept of life. For instance, in Bhagavad Gita, we find Krishna instructing Arjuna to free him from materialistic considerations. One can understand that this body is matter. It can be analyzed with its 24 elements. The body is the gross manifestation, and the subtle manifestation is the mind and psychological effects. And the symptoms of life are the interaction of these features. But over and above this, there is a soul, and there is a super soul, also the super soul. The soul and the super soul are two. This material world is working by the conjunction of the soul and the 24 material elements. One who can see the constitution of the whole material manifestation as this combination of the soul and material elements can also see the situation of the supreme soul becomes eligible for transfer of the spiritual world to the spiritual world. These things are meant for contemplation and for realization, and one should have a complete understanding of this chapter with the help of the spiritual master. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purpose to the 30th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of nature, the enjoy, and the consciousness. So this is the 13.35. Now let's read it from Gita for Daily Enrichment Series Guide. And we'll be reading directly from the book itself, 13.35. Entitled What is the Medium Through Which We Experience the World? In our culture, we mostly experience the real world secondhand, not by directly interacting with it using our senses, but by receiving it as depicted by the media, especially television. When television reports events from the real world, as in the daily news, it reports not transparently, but selectively, focusing on those real life events that are entertaining. Even its reports of non entertaining tragic events like natural calamities are conveyed in an atmosphere that says, don't take this seriously. This is evident in the concluding call of the daily news to join us tomorrow. Why join again after having heard enough news of death and deceit and destruction to cause several sleepless nights? Only a minuscule fraction of the news affects us directly, and an even lesser fraction of those events can be affected by us. Then why join again? To be entertained? The unspoken message is all this meant to be to entertain. Join us tomorrow for another session of entertainment. The point is that not that we stay ignorant of worldly events, but that we rise beyond being merely entertained by them to becoming illumined to them about the true nature of the world. For such illumination, we need to make scriptural knowledge the medium for our experience of the world. The Bhagavad Gita 13.35 recommends that we use jñāna-cakṣuṣā, eyes of knowledge, to analyze our experience of the world. Such a reason will enable us to see philosophical truths demonstrated through worldly events. The more we see the Gita's message vindicated in real life, the more we feel inspired to apply it in our own lives. Only then will our experience of the world become meaningful and fruitful by preparing us to seek eternal blissful life beyond this world of mortality and misery. We read the translation once again. Those who see with the eyes of knowledge and difference between the body and the knower of the body, and can also understand the process of liberation from bondage in material nature, attain to the supreme goal. So with this, we're completed this chapter, and we have only one word, I think, which we have vindicated. So let's read the meaning of it. Vindicated. Vindicated. Vindicate. The meaning is, you can see the verb vindicate. To prove that someone said or did was right or true after other people thought it was wrong. Yeah. So we add this one to our list. Gita Daily. So now with this, we have completed. So in this verse, we will mark as word of the day. Vindicate. Yeah, so this is the word. So with this, we completed today's verse. So let's mark it green. Okay. So with this, we completed this chapter number 13 from Gita for Daily Enrichment Series Guide. So I recommend to read the translation of it again and again. So we will be having a quiz on Kahoot platform very soon on this, right? So with this, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki Jai.